So thanks for volunteering to do this. I know we talked before a little beforehand about this, and you said that the workplace is an area that you would want to kind of look into further to try to help out with that. So can you tell me of like a situation that has occurred that has been problematic for you?
I've just been feeling really overwhelmed at work and really exhausted.
Mm-hmm.
And just overall just like, I'm like one of the newer people there, so I feel like people kind of been taking advantage of me.
When has that kind of arose with you? Like in what kind of situations do you feel that you're being taken advantage of?
Well, I'm got hired as like a per diem counselor,
Mm-hmm.
and when I was working another job, they were like more understanding, but as soon as they heard that I had like left my other job and I had more free time, they've been asking me to work like almost every single day, or wanting me to work like 13-hour shifts all of a sudden, and like when I say no,
Mm-hmm.
they like make me feel really guilty about it.
Alright. I'm pretty much just writing down what you're saying. If you want to look at the notes at any time, feel free to ask. It's pretty much word for word, just what you're saying. So when you're asking to get worked 13-hour shifts and the fact that you're per diem and working these many days, what is your thought about the situation? I know that you said you feel being taken advantage of. What are some other thoughts around that?
Just like that they're not respecting me, I guess.
How so?
I don't know. They just, even when I am there, like I feel like I'm just not even being treated kindly or like respectfully in general. Like people don't really like acknowledge my existence unless they like need something.
And then that's when they ask you for something.
Yeah,
And what kind of things are they asking?
like counselors like might ask me to cover their shifts,
Mhm.
or like even when they are there, I'm pretty much the one that's having the most interaction with patients, and they're just like hanging out, like picking their noses or something. I don't know.
So you really feel that you're kind of getting the short end of the stick, essentially.
Yeah.
Alright, so with feeling taken advantage of, and getting asked to work 13-hour shifts, let's say I was like a fly on the wall, what would I see you reacting to that kind of body reactions, movements? You do anything, coping ways, or anything like that? What type of behaviors would you say?
I just feel like really irritated, and then like I just want to complain about it a lot to like anyone who will listen to me.
Okay. And has that occurred while you're in the workplace?
Yeah.
That you're feeling being taken advantage of?
Yeah.
And how does that present itself there?
Well, I guess I just felt like really upset when the person who was doing the schedules literally was texting me from like right next to me. And I told him I couldn't work one of the days because I like had an appointment.
Mm-hmm.
So then he told me I need to like schedule time off in order to not work those days, which really upset me. It made me super irritated, and I was definitely complaining a lot under my breath right near him.
Alright, so what did you want to get out of that situation of you getting upset at the person who's kind of making the schedule and muttering things under your breath and just
I guess
complaining
like
to him?
sorry. I just wanted him to understand that like he had already asked me to work 5 days that week,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm a part-time or like per diem counselor, so I have every right to say no, and I don't need to like put in specific time off. They're already asking me to do way more than what I signed up for, so I just want him to like respect that.
So you kind of want to be heard that you are just a part-time employee.
Yeah, I want
that
them
you
to
are
like
perfect.
understand and like respect those boundaries.
Mm-hmm.
And if they want me to work a full-time job, then they should give me, you know, the, all the benefits that come with working a full-time job.
That's a huge part of it. Wow, yeah, that's a good point. You're really getting the short end of the stick in that respect, that you're still working almost full-time hours, but not getting any full-time benefits out of that.
Yep.
So what actually happened out of the situation? So when you feel like that you're getting taken advantage of, and the result is that you end up getting upset and saying things under your breath to the person who's scheduling the thing, what actually happens at that point?
I just kind of ends up ruining part of my day and like getting in the way of me being as effective as I could be at my job.
Mm-hmm. So now looking back at the other thought you had, that you're not getting respected and that you're getting the short end of the stick. So what would that look like with you behaviorally?
I guess maybe like some more, I might like isolate myself, not really want to be around anyone, maybe be like more short-tempered.
And you were saying before that this happens mostly while you're at the Senate, that you feeling that you're being taken advantage of and getting the short end of the stick.
Yeah.
So has it affected, and being short-tempered and isolating yourself, does that affect your work with the clients?
Yeah, it definitely does.
How so? Like, what do you find yourself kind of resorting to when something like that happens?
Well, when you're like having like 30 people need you in one moment, let's say like there's,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, maybe I'm over exaggerating, but if
But it's
there's
overwhelming nonetheless.
there's usually at least, let's say, 2 people that are having a bad day and like
Mhm.
need extra support, and you know, it can be just really draining spending like 5 hours
Oh, absolutely.
in the community room while everyone else is just like, I'm not really sure what else other people are doing, or like being asked to do the same group every day so someone can just like stay in the team center. And I think it's important to process our day like at the end of the day, but this person will just like be gone and I'll have like no communication with them at all.
Oh, and this is your coworker that you're talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah.
Okay. So back to the question of how do you see yourself acting with the clients when you end up getting short-tempered?
I don't know, I just might not want to like listen as long to them, or I feel like my just not being able to be present with them as much also, so it affects like my feedback. that
So
I might
being
give to
present,
them.
being mindful, would you
Mhm.
say?
Mm-hmm.
And
Being
your
able to
ability-
like truly listen, I think.
Okay.
And, like battling my own feelings and like trying to be supportive at the same time.
Okay. So let's stick with like one concrete thing and kind of be mindful, because in my experience, being able to be present in the situation, you're able to give that immediate feedback and reflection. And you said it helps you be present in that moment, and that's kind of what you want to change.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that would be an effective. Alright, so when you feel like you're getting the short end of the stick, and as a result you kind of isolate yourself because you're feeling overwhelmed, what did you want to get out of that situation
Mm,
instead of kind of isolating yourself?
I'm not really sure. I don't know. I think it's just the same as what I was saying before.
Like you kind of just want to be respected
Yeah.
with the.
I don't want to have to feel guilty about like setting boundaries.
Okay. So the ability to kind of say no without feeling guilty about them. So kind of drawing those lines and boundaries with them.
Yeah.
And then, as a result, what actually happens? I know you said that you were isolating yourself and you end up being kind of disconnected from the present moment. Would you say that's continued what actually happens in that situation?
Mm-hmm.
Of feeling that you're being not respected, getting the short end of the stick?
Yeah, I think that like, maybe if I'm like behaving a certain way, it could look bad on me too.
Mm-hmm.
People might like misunderstand me and like why I'm reacting a certain way.
Yeah, that kind of sounds like a thought that could happen.
Mm-hmm.
That you kind of feel that these people are kind of projecting a certain
Yeah.
thing on you. Alright, so we can add that to the thought list. Because what I want to do now is kind of look back over this, and if it's okay with you, I want to try this thing called replacement, which is finding alternative thoughts and behaviors that could help you towards what you actually wanted to get in the situation. Because it seems like both here, overall, you didn't get what you actually wanted out of the situation,
Yeah.
which overall was wanting to be understood, wanting to be heard, and how to really convey what your boundaries are
Mm-hmm.
as a per diem part-time employee.
Yeah, and have
right?
people like respect that with me not having to constantly like remind them.
Yeah. All right. So, what alternative interpretations or thoughts could you have to that you're feeling taken advantage of? What's something else that you could have been saying to yourself when that came up?
Maybe they just think I'm doing like a